Welcome to Pleroma Pathways, Apocalyptic and Mystic Christianity, where we explore esoteric and apocalyptic texts. Yaldabaoth, a symbol of the Roman emperors and the papacy. The evolution of Yaldabaoth's identity. Originally, Yaldabaoth in Gnostic texts symbolized the Roman emperors who held absolute political and religious authority over their subjects. Over time, this identity transitioned to represent the Bishop of Rome, the papacy, as it consolidated power and claimed supreme religious authority. Yaldabaoth in the Apocryphon of John. Now, this weak ruler has three names. The first name is Yaldabaoth. The second is Saklas. The third is Samael. He is impious in his madness, she who dwells in him. For he said, I am God and no other God exists except me, since he is ignorant of the place from which his strength had come. Apocryphon of John. This passage illustrates the ruler's arrogance and ignorance, mirroring the claims of Roman emperors who were deified and later reflected in the papacy's assertions of universal supremacy. Political and religious power in antiquity. In the ancient world, politics and religion were inseparable. The Roman emperors were often deified, reinforcing their dominance. In a similar vein, the Bishop of Rome assumed supreme authority over Christendom, echoing the emperor's role as both secular and spiritual leaders. What if Yaldabaoth represents an overbearing ruler, akin to a Roman emperor, entrapping people within the structures of a political system? This interpretation shifts the focus from a supernatural evil to an oppressive earthly dominion. The symbolism of Yaldabaoth. The etymology of Yaldabaoth, Greek Yaldabaoth, Hebrew Yaldabaoth, suggests child of the void, or child of the abyss. This conveys a ruler born from chaos, paralleling the political upheavals of Rome. Descriptions of Yaldabaoth. And when she saw the consequences of her desire, it changed into a form of a lion-faced serpent, and its eyes were like lightning fires which flash. She cast it away from her, outside that place, that no one of the immortal ones might see it, for she had created it in ignorance. And she surrounded it with a luminous cloud, and she placed a throne in the middle of the cloud that no one might see it, except the Holy Spirit, who is called the Mother of the Living. Apocryphon of John. Now, when Pistis Sophia saw him moving about in the depth of the waters, she said to him, Child, pass through to here, whose equivalent is Yaldabaoth. On the origin of the world. The imagery of Yaldabaoth as a lion-faced serpent symbolizes rulers and empires. Lions represent dominion, while serpents often symbolize cunning and deception. Yaldabaoth as a symbol of Rome and the papacy. In Jewish texts, Samael, one of Yaldabaoth's names, is identified with the angel of Edom, Rome. The prince of the Roman people is also frequently called the prince of the world, ascension of Isaiah through Enoch. Their chief is blind. Because of his power and his ignorance and his arrogance, he said with his power, I am God, there is no other but me. Reality of the rulers. This statement parallels Ezekiel 28's portrayal of the king of Tyre and Isaiah 14's lamentation for the king of Babylon, both of whom claimed divinity. Similarly, Roman emperors such as Julius Caesar, Augustus, and Nero were deified, foreshadowing the later claims of the papacy to universal authority. The lion and the serpent. Biblical symbolism of empires. The lion-faced serpent represents imperial rule. The lion and the cobra seem to denote the power of the enemy. Psalm 91:13. The beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. Revelation 13 verse 2. There appeared for the first time a ruler out of the waters, lion-like in appearance. On the origin of the world. In Daniel 7, the lion represents Babylon and later Rome. The dragon of Revelation 13 empowers the beast, just as Constantine's Christianized empire empowered the papacy. From emperor to pope, the shift in authority. After Constantine moved the empire's center from Rome to Constantinople, the papacy began consolidating power. While Emperor Justinian, 527 to 565 AD, strengthened the papacy's legal standing, Emperor Phocas, 607 AD, declared that the Bishop of Rome was the head of all churches. From that moment, Yaldabaoth's symbolism transitioned from the pagan Roman emperors to the papacy. Conclusion. Yaldabaoth's evolution from a representation of the Roman emperors to that of the papacy demonstrates how religious and political power intertwine. The Roman emperors claimed divinity, and later, the bishops of Rome claimed universal authority, making Yaldabaoth a fitting symbol of both. Understanding this transformation allows for a deeper comprehension of Gnostic critiques of worldly dominion, not as a supernatural fall, but as a political struggle within human history.